everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I've got another funny princess book for you. Do you remember, not too long ago, we read that book about Sleeping Beauty, but it wasn't really Sleeping Beauty. What was that called? That's right. Waking Beauty. Waking Beauty. That was the book we read about Prince Charming who didn't know how to wake up Sleeping Beauty. Well, we've got another book about a princess and a prince where things don't go the way we expect them to. And this one's called Falling for Rapunzel. Falling for Rapunzel. Now, we all know the story of Rapunzel, how she's up in a tower and she has really long hair and she lets her hair down for the prince to climb up. But I don't think that's what happens in this story, because Rapunzel has a little bit of problem hearing the prince when he comes along. And some crazy things happen while the prince is trying to get Rapunzel. We need to get into this book and find out how silly this book gets. Are you ready to get into another fun book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go.
Falling for Rapunzel, written by Leah Wilcox, illustrated by Lydia Monks. Once upon a bad-haired day, a prince rode up Rapunzel's way. There comes Prince Charming, and he's riding near that big tower. From up above he heard her whine, upset her hair had lost its shine. He thought her crying was a plea. He sailed forth to set her free. He thinks Rapunzel's trapped up there, and he wants to help her. Alas, she was too far away to quite make out what he would say. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your hair," says the prince. She thought he said, "Your underwear." No, Rapunzel, your curly locks." Poor Rapunzel can't hear him. Rapunzel threw down dirty socks. Oh, no. Please, love, just your silly tresses." She thought he asked for silky dresses. She's throwing down everything except her hair. In lace and frills up to his head, the prince's cheeks were blushing red. "Rapunzel, do you have a rope?" Rapunzel dropped a cantaloupe. It burst in pieces on his head. "Oh, bad catch," Rapunzel said. "Perhaps he sighed this is a test, and bound by love he did not rest." This is not going well, but he's going to keep trying. "Okay, Rapunzel, how about twine?" She heaved out her blue ribbon swine. By now the prince was feeling hammered, not to mention less enamored. He growled up, "Do you have a ladder?" Rapunzel tossed out pancake batter. It covered him from head to toe. She yelled, "It's better cooked, you know." At this the poor prince had a cry, then cupped his hands for one last try. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your braid." Is she finally going to hear him? Confused, Rapunzel pushed out her maid. Oh no, the poor maid. The maid fell squarely on the prince, quite pleased with the coincidence. She nimbly jumped off his lap and soon revived the flattened chap. Then smiling said, "For what it's worth, you'll find I'm really down to earth." His young heart thrilled. He gave a hoot. For what was more, the maid was cute. Uh-oh. She set the prince upon his steed, then leapt behind him with graceful speed, and leaning close so he could hear, she whispered something in his ear. "I fell for you when we first met." He nodded. "How could I forget?" Rapunzel watched them ride from sight. "I'm glad I finally heard him right." Poor Rapunzel. "I hope if they come back for more, they'll think to knock on my back door." Oh no, she had a door he could have gone in the whole time.
Oh my, that was crazy. Rapunzel couldn't hear anything the prince was saying, and he was saying to let down your hair, but she didn't know what he was saying, and she kept throwing down crazy stuff like her underwear. And her pig? Why would she throw down her pig to the prince? And then she threw down the maid and the prince, they fell in love and they rode off without Rapunzel. And then Rapunzel comes walking out the back door. If the prince had known that there was a back door, he wouldn't have had to keep yelling at Rapunzel. This was a silly, silly, fun book. I like these books about the crazy prince and princess stories. They're a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to read them together. I think that was exciting. But now, it's time for my princes and my princesses to get into bed. I need you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, tuck in your long hair if you have Rapunzel hair, and get ready for a good night's sleep. And tomorrow, I want you to listen a lot better than Rapunzel did, okay? Listen close when Mom and Dad talk to you, and whatever they say, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy. I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye!
Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.